So, Francis, the action sequences in this one are a lot different just because they take place outside of the arena. What were the challenges for you in putting a sequence like that together?
I think the challenges of putting any action sequence together are kind of always the same inside the arena or outside the arena. What I'm always looking for is a specific emotional value that sort of drives the narrative of the sequence. And this part it's a very crucial moment in the Mockingjay book, and it's a moment where Katniss actually really starts to fight back for the first time, and she really witnesses something horrific for the first time. And it's also our first real sense of war in this book, and so that was kind of what drove me through the entire process. But logistically, I try to be as safe as possible, and we work with a really strong stunt team, so they help guide the process.
I mean, it definitely sounds like the emotions are so raw in this third movie. That must have been exciting to delve into for you as well.
Yeah, I think that, this movie feels like a very kind of organic next step. It's very honest. Oftentimes with sequels, it's like you're pressing the reset button, and this is not a reset. This is events of those first two movies really happened to these people, then this is, I think, an honest outcome emotionally of how they would feel and how they would respond, and the consequences of what they've experienced, and how hard it is to actually step up and be a hero. That it doesn't just come easily. You don't just put on a suit and go out and kick some ass. It's a journey, and it's a hard journey.
Here's another Facebook question. Liam, this one's for you. It's from Irvin Dietz. Were you able to do any of your own stunts? And if so, what was your favorite? And of the stunts you were not allowed to do, which one would you have loved to do had you been able to do it?
Yeah, I tried to do most of my stunts. There's particular things that they just don't allow you to do unless you fight for it, I guess. But, the craziest one of this was probably rappelling down a rope, which was about 45 feet high, which they did it from 100 feet high, which they wouldn't allow me to do. Yeah. But I did do, I did a lot of kind of, fight scenes and hard action things, but I broke my ankle running. Which was a scene where you wouldn't, and Jennifer's usually the one that would fall over any place.
Everyone on the set was just so wait, because they called the ambulance and they're like, it's not for Jennifer. Let's just get that straight. Of all the things he had to do, he broke his ankle running. It was bizarre. That's insane. He's a professional athlete, the clumsiest person I've ever met.
Okay, here's another Facebook question. Sam, this one's for you. This is from Kira Pollock. She wants to know, which scene of yours was the hardest to shoot, either physically, mentally, or emotionally?
I don't know. It's a tough question. I think probably the first scene of the movie, literally. My first scene, and also the first scene of the movie, which is basically when Katniss and Finnick are reunited. I think it's the first time I was kind of revisiting a character for the first time, but also the first time I was sort of getting into Finnick's new personality, if you know what I mean. As we all know, I think Finnick has a very, very different approach this time around. So there's a very different approach to the scene. There's a very somber feel to the scene, and I had to cry. At the same time, I was trying to tie a knot. I mean, as you know, man, doing two things at once is very difficult. But no, it was, I think I'd say that probably emotionally, physically less so, but mentally also. So it was quite tough.
Now we're going to take a question from one of the live audience members here. Tell us your name and your question.
Yes, my name is Kristen. And my question to all the cast members is, if you can describe each of your characters with one defining word, what would it be and why?
All right, let's go around the horn. Willow, start with you. One word for Prim.
Oh my God. I would say nurturing. Yeah. Is there a reason
I'd say vulnerable.
Can I say wheelchair bound?
Julianne?
Patient.
Mr. President? Natalie?
Focused. There's a play on camera. Focused.
I'd say loyal.
How about the front row?
I think at this point, broken for people. Character is broken.
Courageous. I know it's obvious. What?
How about you, Leah?
Great answer. Great.
I mean, would
She
you
is.
do any of that?
Yes. Angry?
It's a little frustrating. Yeah. Okay, now we have another video question off of Instagram. Jennifer, listen closely. This one's for you. It's from HG Girl on Fire.
Hi, Amy from HGGirlOnFire.com here. And my question is for Jen. In the books, Katniss says that President Snow smells like blood and roses. And so my question is, what does Donald Sutherland smell?
Donald Sutherland actually smells like an oak forest. He smells so, it's like what Christmas would smell like if it wasn't like a specific holiday scent. It's like trees and masculinity. It's like, it's such a, get a whiff of him, I'm not fresh pine. Like a bird's nest. Feel my clammy hands.
Okay, let's take another question from the audience here. What is your name and what's your question?
My name is Samantha Marshall, and my question is for the cast. If you could play another character, which character would it be and why?
All right, Jeffrey, take that one. Who else would you want to play?
Oh, I couldn't deal with the heels, so President Coy. The heels are pretty good. I would, yeah, I love the authority I could deal with, but I would, yeah. I think Peeta's journey is a fascinating one, and particularly in this movie because the trauma that he's undergoing is specific to what's happened to him in the Capitol, but for me is also resident of post-traumatic stress disorder and the consequences of war and consequences of being a warrior, which I think is very central to Suzanne Collins' desires for exploration in these stories. And so that arc is just a really resonant one for me. And I think very exciting to play. And I think what Josh does, particularly in this film, is really pretty exquisite and powerful and dangerous and brilliant. So I want to be Josh.
Okay, so now here's another Facebook question. I'm going to direct this one to Natalie and Sam. This is from McKenna Crumbaugh, who wants to know, in a post-war situation like the Hunger Games, do you think you would have survived as well in District 12 as your characters?
My character in District 12?
As the characters in the film.
No, probably not. I like foods too much. I think I speak on behalf of all of us when I say we all like food as parents. But no, I don't know. I think everyone has hardships in life. I've definitely had my fair share, as most people, as I say. So yeah, I think you adapt to survive. Like, you change whatever you need to survive, and I think I'd be able to adapt. And also, I'm very unfussy. I don't care about my living quarters, so I think I'd be able to. I think I'd be able to live fine in cold.
Yeah. How about you?
To survive District 12, the bombing.
Could you do it? Yeah, everything that's...
If Liam Hemsworth is carrying me into the forest... You know, he managed to grab one or two people. I'd be one of those people.
Okay, here's another Facebook question. Liam, this one I'm going to give to you from Sasha Borg, who wants to know, what was your favorite location to film in and why?
Berlin.
Because?
Berlin's an amazing place, but we were all staying in the same building, which kind of made
It was like friends.
Yeah.
I never knew when somebody was going to burst into my apartment and left me in a constant state of excitement and fear. But Paris also had those amazing sandwiches. Just French bread, butter, salami, and a sweet pickle. And Liam would eat. He made 5 of them at a time.
About 12 of that.
I one time just thought he was taking a really long time to eat one, and he was like, no, this is like coffee.
Okay, we've got another audience member question. Hello, what's your name and what's your question?
Hi, my name is Sumi, and this is for all the newly joined cast members. How did filming match up to your expectations of what it would be like, and were there any surprises?
Julianne, you must have had expectations.
I did. I think what was really amazing was how welcoming, how lovely everybody was in this entire group. Because I walked in not really, knowing what to expect, actually. And people were so nice. I mean, it sounds reductive to say they were really nice, but it's pretty unusual to walk into a cast where people come over and say, how are you? And do you want to have dinner? And crack jokes constantly. And it was just an insanely fun, easy set to be on. So I felt really lucky, and it really surpassed my expectations.
Mahershala?
Well, we didn't talk to him.
Yeah.
I think the first week I didn't talk because I was so nervous. But I had a blast. I didn't really know what to expect coming into it, but everybody was just so warm and grounded and welcoming that I had a great time. We played all the time. After Francis called cut, we were joking until he called action. So we had a great time.
Sometimes even after still.
Yeah. Woody, during takes, would play.
He's the only one that keeps going.
Yeah, it keeps going. But it was great.
How about you, Natalie?
Same. Yeah, everything Julianne said. Really embraced into the bosom of the family.
Okay, I'm going to do this one as a show of hands question. This is from Facebook. This is from Sophie Maxine Carmen. Her question is, would you consider Katniss to be a good leader? So, show of hands, yes.
Good leader.
Okay.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Show of hands, no. She's not a good leader.
You kid as a character. No offense to you, you played it.
That would be terrible.
That's very intriguing.
I'm going to want them to explain that.
Here's another Facebook question. This one's for you, Jennifer. Describe Katniss in 3 words. Well, you already did it in 1. So now you said courageous. Now you get 2 other words. Or it can even be a 3-word sentence.
She's courageous, methodical, I think it's easier. And complicated. She's scared, but also brave, so complicated.
Okay. Here's another
Thank
Facebook.
you.
Another Facebook.
Somebody's supporting me.
This one I'm going to give to Julianne. From Tina Pan. Who's the more intimidating president, Snow or Coin?
That's an interesting question. I think that, well, I don't know that most people use. Yeah, she's more opaque. The thing about Snow is that he's very clear about his desires and his goals, and Coin doesn't. She obfuscates everything. So in a way, she's trickier.
Yeah. Okay, it's time for another Instagram video question. As I recall, this isn't directed at anyone in particular, so I'm going to give it to Josh. So this is from mockingj.net.
Hi guys, this is Tiffany from mockingj.net, and our question to you is, if you could sit down with your character and ask them one question, what would it be and why?
What would it be and why? No. One question? Man, I think it would have to be something about his family, because it was something we didn't really explore a whole lot in the movies. I think I would maybe ask something about his upbringing, just because that's something that wasn't really in the books and we never really designed it. I don't know a specific question, but it would be in that realm, because I'm curious, like, why he is this way and where all of his stuff comes from.
I'm being told that we're allowed to watch that airstrike clip one more time. You guys want to see it again? Yeah. Okay, check it out.